Hello boys and girls, it's time for math. So today we're working on lesson 12.8, that's on page 537, and we are skipping the first page today. We're going to look right inside. We need that lesson first before we get started, so we're going to read that together in the green band. Which path is longer? How much longer? Think about both parts of the path when you estimate and measure. All right, so now we have what looks like two lines put together. Okay, so you would have to decide on the length of each part of that and then add it together. So what's your estimate? They're saying their estimate is about 5 for one part and 6 for the other part. Okay. Then looking at the box next door, it says one part of the blue path is about 2 centimeters. The other part is about 2 centimeters. So add them to find the length. All right, so their estimate was a little bit off. They guessed 5 and 6, but when they measured, they found that both are 2. So they had to add them together to find the full length of that. So 2 plus 2 equals 4, as we know. So the blue path is about 4 centimeters long. What part of the red path is about 1 centimeter, or excuse me, one part of the red path is about 1 centimeter. The other part is about 4 centimeters. Add to find the length. So they did 1 plus 4 equals 5. So the red path is about 5 centimeters long. Now, if you're going to compare to see which is larger, the red path or the blue path, you have to, first of all, you can say 5 is greater than 4, and then to find out how much larger or longer the path is, you subtract. 5 minus 4 equals 1. Okay, so convince me, how can you find the path, the length of a path that is not straight? All right, so what do we decide we have to do? We have to find each separate part of the path and then add them together. So that's what you want to write into that box there. Now, they're showing you on number 1 and 2 the steps to go through. So for number 1, they made an estimate and they said it's about 9 centimeters on one part and 10, and then when they measured it, sorry, that was the whole thing, not just one part. They estimated that the whole path was about 9 centimeters, and then when they measured, they found that it was 10 centimeters. That's for path A. We're going to find path B. So you measure each part. First, you make your estimate and see how much it is. Then you measure each part and add them together to see exactly how much it is in centimeters, to the nearest centimeter. So go ahead and pause while you're working on that. You do your estimate first, and then you measure, just like we've done in the past. But this time you have to add 2 parts together. Okay, now you're going to look at path A and path B and say which path is longer. So on there you're going to write either path A or path B. Then for number 4, you're going to tell how much longer. So you use your larger path number and you subtract the smaller path number from it, and that will tell you how much longer it is. Okay, pause while you're finishing that up. Okay, now we're on the independent practice section on the next page. This time they want you to do the measuring for both paths. This time you have to look at path C and path D. So first you make an estimate, so you make an educated guess as to how many centimeters each of those are, and then you measure. And remember, you have to measure each part of the path separately and then add them together. All right, so pause while you're working on that. Now number 7 says, which path is longer? You decide, path C or path D. And then how much longer? That's where you have to subtract. The larger path number goes on top, smaller path number goes on bottom, then you subtract to find out. Pause while you're working on that. Now, for 9 and 10 on the bottom, we have to think about the length of each object. Circle the best estimate of its length. Okay, so we're making an estimate. We're not doing a measurement on this part. So we have a key is it about 1 centimeter, about 6 centimeters, or about 20 centimeters? Okay, circle the one you think it is. Then a pen, is that about 2 centimeters, about 4 centimeters, or about 15 centimeters? Okay, and then use your estimates to complete this. A pen is about blank centimeters, and you have to decide longer or shorter than a key. Okay, so you're going to take the two numbers that you used for a pen and a centimeter, you're going to subtract to find about how many centimeters longer or shorter a pen is than a key. All right, pause to do that. Okay, and we'll look at the problem solving on the back. We're only going to do 2 of these on the back. We're going to do number 11 and number 14. We're crossing out numbers 12 and 13. All right, a path has 2 parts. The total length of the path is 12 centimeters. If one part is 8 centimeters, how long is the other part? All right, so this is like part, whole, addition and subtraction problems, right? So you have the whole is 12, and then you have one part, which is 8. So when you only have one part and you have the whole, you know that you have to subtract. So 12 minus 8, and that'll find out what the length of the other part of the path is. Okay, 12 minus 8, pause while you're doing that. And it does say to explain, so you have to explain what you did there. And you used part, whole to find the answer. Okay, now number 14. You have to measure each path in centimeters, path A and path B. Remember that you have to, on path A, add the first part to the second part of the path. And then path B. How much longer is path A than path B? Show your work. That just means that they want you to show the subtraction. Okay, that's all you do for that one. All right, guys, so now we've been comparing lengths. And you are all set with math for the day.